Hello guys, welcome again to Ingxoxo Noma Z. My name is Zanele Mukwatle, also known as Zanele M, and welcome to our channel and our platform where we share information and tips on everything regarding insurance. We profile the different financial products that are in market. We make sure that you guys know what you need to know to enable you to be able to plan efficiently for your family and your financial security. If you are joining us for the first time, thank you. And please do not forget to hit that like button, share your experiences, share your views, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to ensure that you are getting notifications on all episodes that we are posting. Disclaimer, I am the Managing Director for Regenerate Insurance Brokers, which is an authorized financial services provider that ensures that you can trust the material and the information that we are sharing with you today. So today, guys, we are talking will drafting. We are talking ama wills incwadi zamafa. Please do stay with us as we break down everything that you need to know regarding ama will, regarding drafting one, why you should have one in place, and how do they actually work. So we'll drill down and talk about everything regarding that and give you tips and pointers that you should look into and ensure that are in place with whatever will that you may hold currently. So guys, I think singabantu bamnyama and siphila, we come across a lot of different scenarios and a lot of izinto ezenzakalayo around us that we see and that we hear about. But I feel like sometimes sigcina siyibona izinto and we know about them and we hear of them, but we never sometimes get to the point of ensuring ukuthi isimo esikanje senzeki kumina. I'll give you guys an example. This one time, I had a very good friend of mine, like a friend that I have been very good friends with from back on my high school. Ne? She had a partner that she had. They were high school sweethearts. From a high school, then later on, balobolana, they had children, they were living together, right? Which is intejwayelekile, like baningi abantu esibaziyo abaphila a similar kind of lifestyle. Yabo kuyenzeka. Ngokwabo, they could have gone and registered Mshadwabo already, but you know, they wanted to have the big white wedding, kumasi shinja, and making everything legal, you know, register the wedding, with the marriage with the home affairs and stuff like that there. So they were waiting for that time. They were still saving to get to that milestone. And guys, nyazi ukuthi le endlini mnyama with indlu mnyama ukuthi imishado yethu seyifandela imishado yethu, you know, asuke emancane amathuba ukuthi imindeni yethu iyakwazi ukuthi isize towards having imishado yethu or having that white wedding that you want to have. So obviously it always takes a bit of time getting to the point where you are able to have the wedding and fisa ukuthi lime now. So nansi inkinga isiyenzeka. Upartner wakhe, husband, gets into an injury. Injury over time leads to spouse or partner ukuthi ashone, all right? So now uyashona spouse, labantu sebehlala endaweni for iminyaka, you know? They babambisene endlini, they contribute, one could probably almost say equally endlini, babambisene kukho konke nje abakwenzayo, uyabo? Nangu washona upartner, usesele umngani, usele kuney'ngane la endlini. Banendlu, baney'moto bobabili bebesebenza, you know, a normal working couple. Siyahamba-ke emhlabeni upartner, bayafika abakamyeni, kuyangcwatshwa, siyafihla kuqedwe. Now, guys, niyazi-ke nani ukuthi after the funeral, khona leya family meeting ebizwayo where everything goes down and you know ukuthi nothing good ever comes out of those meetings. So after sekufihliwe kodwa yonke into ayi nansi i-family meeting isivuka, right? Family meeting now sekuthiwa hayi kahle kahle mntanami siyakuthanda, uyazi ukuthi siyakuthanda, usukhona usuhlalile nendodana kodwa ngokomthetho beningakashadi. So ngokomthetho le ndlu indlu endodana yethu. Sine right nje ukuthi sibe nokuthi siqoqe izinto la endlini, sizokunika isikhashana ukuthi ububone ukuthi uhlanganisa kanjani. Yabo? And in essence, now you look at it from the outside and you say, guys, the situation is not fair. You know, labantu sebehle ndawonye for years. bahleli as abantu abashadile as much as umshado wabo ubungakabi registered, but bebehleli ndawonye njengendoda nomfazi endlini bebambisene with zonke izinto in terms of having indlu abanayo, in terms of getting the cars they have, in terms of having the furniture they have in the house. But purely because umshado ungakaregistrwa, uthola ukuthi abakamyeni, for example, or the other side of the family isifila like ine-right to say lezi zinto they belong to thina because nina beningakayiqedi indima nomntwana wethu, you know. And ama-scenarios akanje siyawabona ayenzeka, but if kukhona ama-statistics, you know, in South Africa asathi more than 70% of abantu abasebenzayo do not have a valid will in place. It tells us ukuthi guys, siyazibona izinto, siyazi ukuthi zingenzeka, but siyagamblisha. We are gamblishing, you know, siyagamblisha ngempilo zethu, sigamblisha nge-future yabantwana bethu, sigamblisha with the well-being of umndeni yethu, you know. As a working person, if you are waking up every morning, obviously there is a very good reason why you wake up and you work hard as you work. It's so that you can be able to provide a livelihood, provide income, provide a life for abantwana bakho, for umndeni wakho, or for whoever it is that depends on you. So as much as you can have, you know, ensure that ama life risk akho wakavile, there's a death cover, there's a funeral, you've covered yourself for disability, and etc., etc., etc. Zonke lezi zinto, guys, it means nothing if you do not have a valid will in place. Kufana nokuthi uthela amanzi emhlani wedada. Because now it says ukuthi as much as ungaselect beneficiary iphume lokhu nalokhu, but there is a great portion of ama-assets akho, of ifa lakho elizogcina ezandleni ekungafanele ngabe igcina kuzona, purely because you couldn't take the time to ensure ukuthi you have a valid will in place. To say ukuthi okuwukuthi kuyoya kusibanibani, ngifuna kwenzeke kanje, ngifisa ukuthi kwenzeke kanje. That is all that a will is, you know. It's you being able to put down in writing your wishes, your final wishes. So with everything that you've worked hard for, the very least that you can do is tie it up nice and prettily by having a valid will in place. So up next, we're going to drill more into what a will is, what is a valid will, who needs to ensure they have a will in place, and why you need one. So stay right there and we will carry on sharing more information and tips on all these above. So you're probably sitting there and saying, you know, Wutiaz, I actually do not know enough about amawili. What does it encompass? What is a will? So guys, a will actually, it's very simple. A will, it's a legal document that documents ama final wishes akho, right? So ifiso zakho zokugcina ukuthi ufisa kwenzakaleni with izinto ezingama assets akho onayo, and ukuthi obani abahlomulayo, obani ama beneficiaries to amafako. So that is in basic term, that is what a will is. And who needs to ensure that they have a will? Guys, if you are a parent, if you are a working individual, if you have abantu dependent on you, if you have assets, you have debts, you need to ensure ukuthi une will in place. Because a will doesn't only just factor in indaba yokuthi ubani oy beneficiary, but the process of you putting your will together, it allows you ukuthi nawe ubheke into what you have, into ukuthi obani obakweletayo, so that you're able to ensure ukuthi yazi part of ikhathi ngenzi William angeke ngibheke nanokuthi i-estate yami is-solvent yini, right? So when we talk about into ekanjalo, later on we will touch on estate planning. But mesikhuluma indaba zama-estate and ensuring that your estate is solvent, we're looking at ensuring ukuthi la ngishona khona angishiyi ifa leyikweletu. Again, said it's a beneficiary, but there's nothing to benefit from because I owe so many people and there's not enough assets, or I haven't put enough provision in place to ensure that abantu bayakhokheleka. So drafter a will gets you nakhona in the journey of you being able to ponder and look into things like that. So as umzali, as a working individual, it is very important to ensure that you have one. Now, guys, another thing, like a very important tip to ensure that you know it when it comes to iWill. iWill, as much as abantu bangati, there's lots of ways you can, buy a format off the shelf and you can go here and there to get your will done. But it's very important to get umuntu who is a financial planner or an authorized individual who is knowledgeable enough to be able to guide you, to help you in ensuring ukuthi zonke ifiso zakho are captured correctly within the will and ukuthi will yakho valid, which is another very important part, guys. For your will yakho to be valid, for one, you have to be over the age of 16 for your will to be valid. For your will to be valid, you need to have 2 witnesses who are going to sign as witnesses as soon as you have finished signing for your will. And also, it has to be dated, right? You have to sign all the pages, including like the last page on your will. So, pages they have to be signed by you. You need to have witnesses. You have to be over the age of 18. Those are all the kind of stuff that says iwili is valid. And if you do not have any one of those factors, it's not a valid will. It will not stand up in court. So it's very important to ensure ukuthi uthola umuntu or who knows what they're doing, abazokwazi ukuthi bakusize bakunike the guidance you need to ensure ukuthi ifiso zakho zicapturishe ngendlela okuyiyona, nakhona ezinye izinto that you could look into you are afforded the ability of doing once you are drafting iwili yakho is options that you have. Because, for example, I know like some of my clients abantu banewari with in terms of hayi Zanele yazi ngithathele death cover ngoba ngithi ngifuna ukubonelela lezi ingane ukuthi mengingasekho bazokwazi ukuthi baqhubeke bafunde, bazokwazi ukuthi baphile and everything else. But ngiyazi ukuthi njengoba ngiyibhale as beneficiary lengane izothi iphuma nemali bayibhubhudla abantu sebethenga imoto kuthengwa in ayisenzeki intando yami. Which is the part that then I respond and say, then it's important ukuthi senze sure ukuthi i-will ikhona in place. Because having a will in place, we can even go as far as helping you ensure ukuthi si create a trust for ingane zakho, or even a widow's trust, guys. Like, with into kanjalo, you are able to ensure ukuthi okay, la ngishona khona ama-assets ami angena kwi-estate yami, i-estate yami mhlampe is going to pay into i-trust yey'ngane zami. So then i-trust is going to help with taking care for iy'ngane zami until, for example, they are the age of 25. So that means ukuthi iy'ngane zakho ngeke iy'thole imali iyisamba, but rather the trust is going to ensure ukuthi they are receiving a monthly income mhlambe through from i-guardian or selectile ukuthi izobagada. And from i-guardian receiving this income from i-trust, they are able to ensure ukuthi school fees isikhokheliwe, ingane ziyadla, etc., 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 until they get to a certain age where you believe bazobe sebe mature enough to be able to act in a much more reasonable and rational manner with isamba semali. Same can be said about our dear partners. We can as well be able to initiate a widow's trust. So this is not to say but guys, we all do know sometimes we get excited and lose a focus of the important stuff. uZanele nje wakade ehlelelile wayishiya ebethina ama-intentions ayo. So with even i-widow's trust, you are able to ensure ukuthi uspouse wakho lo osele ney'ngane does not get imali iyisamba kuyena, but receive a monthly income to be able to ensure ukuthi uyakwazi ukuthi aqhubeke anakekele ikhaya, anakekele iy'ngane. So that all talks to what is a valid will, right? And the options that you have around your will. Omunye umuntu can really then ask, okay, fine, like, what are the different places that I can go to get somebody to assist me? There are a lot of options that you have. Like the bank that you bank with will definitely have somebody who can be able to help you draft your will. You can be able to do your wills. I've heard of them actually buying actual stationery where they draft the wills. You will just have to ensure ukuthi iwili yakho is adequately, like as the pointers in all the valid points are covered, it's signed, and it is stored in a a place that a family yako would know where to retrieve after your death, so that it can be read out and then your wishes can be carried through. But the best option for me, I always say, Uguti, your financial services provider is the best person to go to. Namely because we are able to drill in a bit more than Amanyama institutions are. A lot of the times, Uguti, you could have attorneys as well who could help you with drafting your will. But when you are doing it with your financial services provider, aka your will, your broker, for example, they are able to center it around your financial portfolio. So, say draft a will, we are then able to look at, I know which as a client line you already have 5 million rand cover there, a death cover, and I know which more ukuthi ufuna ukuthi amafako asale initiate a trust for ingane. Then rather maybe we could look at ukuthi how are we diverting all these things, and we are factoring it into a blueprint yakho when we are working out how much you even need to ensure you have as liquidity to be able to wind up estate yakho. So then we are able to give you the financial implications that will be applicable and needed Laoshana in terms of winding up your estate, and then able to give you real life figures in terms of i-trust yakho le ngane ofuna ukuyicreate izobe ihleli inamalini, because we already are handling most of your financial products and we are handling your financial portfolio. So I always say, Uguti, your broker or your financial services provider is your best bet. That is the one person who will give you the most detailed and most precise will, or help you with drafting your most precise will and ensuring ukuthi estate plan yakho and your products that you hold, they all talk together. As I've constantly been saying, guys, this whole thing, like your financial portfolio, is like building a puzzle. Everything, every product is like a puzzle piece. And ultimately, you want everything to be able to fit beautifully together so that it gives you one beautiful plan. And that is your estate and your estate planning, which is the financial goal that we are all heading towards to ensure Uguti is in place. All right, guys, so that is it for today. We're talking everything wills. If you have any further questions, there's any burning questions you may have, there's any further clarity that you would like to get, you can reach out to us. You can comment on our channel. You can reach out across our socials. You can also visit my website, www.zanele.co.za, and you can be able to send us an email or an inquiry, and we would be sure to get back to you. And that's pretty much it for today. Do not forget to like, to share your experiences, ask your questions, and hit the notification bell to ensure that you keep up to date with all our conversations. Kuma kwingxoxo ze-insurance no Zanele.